I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Boomy.
And Gulpy. No. Ghosty. But all those things don't matter because we have another special guest, our favorite.
Hi, everyone. It's Tina. I'm back again.
Tina in the house.
Tina, Banana.
All right, what do you share with us this time, Tina?
All right. I don't know if this is the correct pronunciation for this band. I mean, look at that name.
I know. I was like, do I want to sign
SHYLMAGOGHNAR,
banana?
I think it's pronounced.
SHYLMAGOGHNAR.
What'd you say? If we could pronounce it properly, you'd give us a signed banana?
Yeah, I'd send you a signed banana. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never going to get that signed banana.
You'll get a signed banana. So anyway, they're from Holland.
Okay.
This is a two-man project. They're multi-instrumentalists, you know, as they record each like instrument and lay it down and build the album up that way.
Wow.
They're very beautiful souls. This is the music that comes from this group is amazing.
Really?
I actually had originally another band lined up to do, but when I heard this band, I thought you guys have to hear this.
So is this a black metal band?
No, they describe themselves as, now get this, stand by your beds, as an atmospheric, progressive, blackened death metal band.
Whoa.
I see. Okay.
Very interesting.
This is just great. Either way you look, cut or slice it, this is good melodic music. It's underground, very, very underground.
Okay.
All right.
And this is the title track of their second album on Napalm Records called Transience. The band, this is their second album. They did their first one in 2014 called Emergence. They're very, it's very different. I would say they were blackened in terms of tone rather than necessarily a philosophy.
Okay.
And
Why
I think because if you look at the lyrics, I think the band said this is about the seeking of perfection and an artist's journey on perfection, and it's sort of where the lines of insanity and epiphany get blurred.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well,
all right.
Let's check it out. Dear audience, if you would like a review with Vin and Sori, send us an email. We'll show you how to do it. Let's do it right now. This is SHYLMAGOGHNAR, Transience. Let's go.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Yikes.
What? Oh,
Yikes.
man. Wow, whoa, Tina. I am definitely a huge fan. What did you say they're called again?
I think it's pronounced SHYLMAGOGHNAR.
SHYLMAGOGHNAR.
No, what type of music?
Well, they
They're
describe
an
themselves as,
atmospheric, progressive, black and death band.
Wow.
Is that right?
that's how they describe themselves, yes.
Okay, I love atmospheric stuff, I think. This is
Because
great.
the first six, I mean, that doesn't feel like a 12-minute song, does it?
No, no way.
No. I've listened to 7-minute songs that felt like 12-minute songs.
But the first 6 minutes of that are just like, they just, inside they just elevate you, you know?
Yes, yeah,
I feel like they're flying.
yeah.
That
That's what I
guitar
feel
playing.
like.
See, that's why I wanted you to listen to it on headphones, because I don't think you've got a system powerful enough to do it justice.
I totally agree. I'm so glad you had us do the headphones. I think it was the music itself, like you said, it had that rising action, but it wasn't like there's some stuff that just sounds like, yes, you're doing good and it's always been good, but this one sounded like you were low and you're rising from that dark place. And then the vocal style in it made it sound like it's a struggle, but that person is like going up. And like I was picturing like this person, like they were like climbing like the side of this like mountain, and there was like all these sharp things that were like poking out, and it was like scratching them up as they're trying to climb. But then all of a sudden, like they get this idea and they start stepping on the sharp things that are poking out. So now the sharp things are no longer piercing them, but rather those painful things are what are helping them to climb, to get higher. And I think that like that's like that in life. Like there's things in life that like can either like it can be something that can like wreck you, or you can choose to stand on top of those things and like get higher.
I don't understand why these guys are not massively huge.
Oh my word.
They have a pretty big occult underground following.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. These guys are
unbelievable.
Okay, what year did this song come out?
This is from their second album, which came out 2018.
So this is new.
Newish, yeah.
Wow.
It's on a label called Napalm Records.
Okay, yep. Wow, how exciting. How long ago did you find these people, this song?
About basically, I want to say since about maybe February, early March.
Exciting.
And I've been wanting and waiting to get this to you as soon because I thought, guys had to hear this.
Yes.
You know, I'm not necessarily claiming I've suddenly discovered a new band or anything like that. I mean, I think I've only ever seen one other reaction review for it. But this is a really, really good band to sort of check out.
I'm looking now, do they have a Facebook? I want to talk to these guys.
Yes, they do.
We just cut the Magua, the newest Magua song, and I really, really love that song. And then now there's this band. I mean, good Lord.
This to me is,
you like this better than the Magua song, I can tell.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely like it better than the Magua one.
Okay,
but this is like, this makes me want like to like hire Pony as my like, as my artist, my live-in artist. Be like, create all the pictures that I see, Pony.
Yeah, this is one of those turn off the lights, put the candles on, and let the thing go for 12 hours on a loop.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable song.
After some DMT?
Huh?
After some DMT?
Weird, like it's a weird experience for me because when I experience the music, it's similar to the feeling of like a drug in my system, or like the high that I get from like a beer, or you know what I mean, like the feeling. Like when I get good music, it like just, oh man, it's like inside me and it makes me feel like, whoo. And this one is one of those songs where I'm like, okay.
And I mean, now you're talking to a blast beat bitch. I love blast beats. I normally like songs. I normally like songs that go to a minimum of 250 BPM.
Yeah.
But this song, no blast beats whatsoever. And it's just...
I was waiting for it. It never showed up.
No. Did these two guys, whoever these two guys are, they have beautiful souls. They create incredible music.
You know, at the last concert we went to, there was a two-person
Yes,
band.
I know. I remember that. I thought of it when Tina first said it.
I'm hoping that it wasn't them.
Oh my gosh.
Because if it was them, I'll be pretty pissed because we missed it.
Me too.
That lyric right there, a sapphire cruel, so radiant and vast. That's crazy.
Okay,
that is absolutely crazy.
I didn't hear the lyrics because I was lost in the music and I was just letting it just take me. So I'm super excited.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. That's what kind of I was hoping for, that you would get lost in it.
Got your wish.
You know? Yeah, because I don't know why, but no offense to you, Vin, but this song I thought of Sori immediately. I don't know why.
Well, yeah. This is definitely like one of her types. The reaction that you had was like the first time you heard Neville the Scar.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
right?
Oh.
Like, and I generally don't like. Yeah, Zen is the only person in the band. The rest of them, I generally don't like prog. I feel like it's pretentious, but good lord, I like this stuff. I really, really like this stuff.
I think that the shortest track on the album is 7.5 minutes.
The shortest one?
Yeah.
You know
it's
what?
A great album.
Tina, you know what made this experience even better? Okay, I love the smell of like summertime after a rain. And it was like outside while this song was going on, and the smell of the summertime rain was coming in while we were listening to this song. It was like...
Could you get any more perfect?
No, you couldn't.
But
all right.
All the time that I've like done this is that I've had some experiences in the metal field. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert.
Some experiences. Bullshit.
Yeah, do you have that job?
I've done some things and stuff. I've seen some things, but I'm no expert, especially with like current stuff. And I know there are villagers that are way more passionate and know more than I do. All I ever wanted to do, especially for Sori being a new metal fan, was to try and share with some really cool music that moved my soul.
Yeah, well, I am moved for sure. So, but I really want to get into these lyrics because I want to see if I love the lyrics like I loved everything else that I got from it. Can you scroll to the top there for me?
Okay, so it starts off, visions envelop us warm and dear, afflictions nurtured unfathomable depths. Its art form leaves us sullied, smitten, born from our mortality, rush to stroke sanity, never so gentle, lost, deranged in a crippled mind.
I love that.
Scratching the surface, nuance denied, devoid of spectrum, here we are blind. Worlds bare and stricken, beckon me, fears beyond counting, lost within, trapped in the core of our sanctum. Tell me, where is the purpose? Lost in the half-lives once spent on fading memories that never were. So it seemed to me to be about art itself, like the very concept, the very, very concept of art and the struggle to come up with good art that reflects, you know, human experience in a way that hits perfection. So that's why that's why he was talking about like devoid of nuance and things like that. Is because like I do think like some of the best artists I've ever been around are always dissatisfied with their work.
Yeah.
Like Zoe just traced. Did you see that thing that she wrote?
Oh no, I didn't.
So she just traced this thing of Yoshi and the dragon from Pokemon.
Yeah.
And she did it freehand.
Yeah.
And to me, as a person who can't draw at all, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. She's it's trash. Like people who are good artists, they're never ever satisfied. They always miss something and whatever. And the other thing is like when you're just starting in art or whatever, like with a kid, if you tell the kid to like, okay, draw a person, it's a stick figure. It's like a circle, line. There, but the nuances of a human face, you know, nostrils, eyes, wrinkles, like the more you progress in art, the more nuanced your art becomes.
Yeah. And
so like when he was talking about like devoid of nuance and not hitting the spectrum, I lost the lyrics here. I'm trying to find them back. No, because it's not on.
That kind of reminds me of a TV show called Babylon 5. I was telling you about one time. The writer and the creator of that and the producer, a guy called Joe Michael Straczynski, he co-wrote the first Thor movie. I actually did an interview with him once at the Babylonian Studios back in '96, and he once said like, "Good art is never finished, only abandoned." So like,
that's good. Yeah.
You sort of reach a point where you go, no, I can't do this no more, and then you start again. You know, and it's like till you find that thing inside you that goes, yes, this is it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like to some people, what is it may not be it to others. You know, because everyone has a different perception of what it is.
I wonder if Da Vinci felt like that with the Mona Lisa.
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet you anything. All these artists that have been like, "Are you kidding me? Like you're freaking out about the Mona Lisa? I missed this. I bet he would have, you know."
If he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna abandon this. This is not going anywhere," or if he was like, "This is a damn good piece of art."
So he said, there's one line that was this stanza right here. By nature, this hellhole will persist. Fed far too long, now festers within. This part right here. This part of me that is not me, yet without which I would cease to be.
Woo! That's good.
That is a pretty crazy line.
Yep, that's good.
This part of me that is not me, yet without which I'd cease to exist. Nightmares consume, futures unfold. How could we rest with such stories untold? So I think the first part of the art he was talking about was like painting. Yeah. And then the second stanza is about writing. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know, there are so many stories that have been untold that we need many authors to talk about, which is, you know, I was talking about this when I was listening to that song and I was driving when we were, you know, in going to that show, and I'm like, this song is so good, I can't believe, so it's like a crime. It's like a crime that other people haven't heard. And I'm like, I said, babe, there's like millions of people that have never heard this song. So there's a sense in which you've got this amazing piece of art that's untold.
Which song was that?
Yonsei, the tornado one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So it's like it's this too. It's like when you think about the lives of people, like Tina's life or my life, and you know, we get to share our lives through this medium, and so, you know, if people listen to us long enough, they would pretty much be able to piece together our entire story. And you know, it's almost criminal that you've got 8 billion stories out there, and the vast majority of stories are not told. So I just thought that was, to me, it was like human beings are like walking pieces of art or walking stories that are not told.
Somebody had posted on Facebook, they said, if you knew everything that I'd been through, basically you would applaud me for being such an amazing person. And I thought to myself, it was basically like that. It was more poetically put, but I thought to myself, that's true of everyone, because everyone, like the entire experience of living is full of glories and sorrows and pains and joys, and it's all mixed together in what we call life. And I was thinking,
I think that's, I don't know, I see the cosmos as this big, massive, moving, churning thing. I think the closest thing on Earth you can compare the cosmos to is the sea, because it's always moving, there's always currents, it's always shifting. But I often think that part of the purpose of a human being is to give some sort of meaning to this, some sort of expression to this universe, to this world, to this life, you know, and I think that's probably a big part of our reason, that we all write our own stories and they all form our own patterns on the tapestry that is life. You know, we all have our parts to play.
Behold, as I watch from the shadows, a stranger looks back from faraway realms, and altogether different views, surrounded by maelstroms of wistful tunes. I am locked in an aura of dissonant chords, hear them die on the searing winds, caressing hands, they sculpt a resonating void. Familiar whispers and mocking throats, mimicking the unsung vowels flowing from the heart, a counter-rave, hair made flesh. where the time fleets and seeps in purgatory of meaning and structure, forever lost within and without, through the nothing and nowhere. So the first part is like painting. The second part is being an author and writing. And the third seems to be about music. You know, dissonant chords. So it's just really like all these different forms of art that, and it's really a stranger looks back from faraway realms. Like I'm writing this book.
Oh yeah.
I've got like 5 chapters in a row in my head.
You do?
Yeah, I was writing a book for the patrons and I completely fell off.
Tina might remember that.
Carmen was really the one that was reading them. And it's really crazy because like these characters, they're completely fictional, but like I know them. So like when I think about stuff to write, I'm like, nah, she wouldn't do that. It's like, it's like the person has a personality of their own, and like the world that these people are in that I'm writing, it's like it exists.
I've actually, to add to that, I've actually written a novel. I actually had it submitted to back in England. You know, I have a friend who's got the last typed up copy of it. But when you write, for me, it's like writing is when I'm at my most my most complete. All my thoughts and my spirit and my mind are all one, you know, and I can connect to something that's bigger than myself, and I just let go of myself and flow. Yes. And often the stories and characters will basically write themselves, or they'll introduce to you, and then you get to know them. See, that's the thing about stories, and you can even take this to a biblical thing. You know, stories are often altered by other people's perceptions and opinions. Well, that looks like this, or this looks like that, or I was there, you know, rather than what the person themselves is actually saying. It can be distorted and altered. And, you know, you can find out about people by talking to other people, reading about other people. But at some point in time, you have to put the books down and everything and all the, you know, other people's opinions and step up and say, hey, how are you? And I think, you know, I think it's come to the point in life where people should be doing that with God too. You know, and I think God's, as I said to Vin once, I think God's way more rock and roll than people give him credit for.
I agree.
And I think that, you know, we all got our own stories to tell, and we're all unique and important. And regardless how you worship that God or not, you don't believe, you know, I think we're all still special and unique, and we all got our own struggles, and we all paint our own tapestries in the many different colors of what it is to be human.
It's funny because when you said God is more rock and roll than that, when I was listening to this song, I actually used to be a youth pastor, and I was thinking, wow, this would have been like a great song to like just play and just like dim the lights and just like let everybody just take time to just like pray and talk to God and stuff. And then I was imagining the head pastor walking in while this song is playing and just imagining what he would be thinking because of the sound of it, you know, because like people are not like open to that type of vocal style. Yeah.
It's hilarious that you would even consider doing that. The youth thing.
Yeah.
That'd be the end of you. You'd probably call him the Exorcist. There was that one line that I want to definitely talk about. Oh, here it is right here. Climax closes in, buried underneath all that should have been, the guilt of non-creation. Drooling is the search for the master's piece. Did you catch that? Not masterpiece, the master's piece.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly out of reach, mournful statues wail, empty sockets judge, Father, why have you denied us eyes? Woo! So it's like Tina was saying, when he says climax closes in, like when he's about to finish that piece of art, the guilt of non-creation. It's like that guy was saying, right? Where he said, what is it? Say the line again. There's no perfect art, just abandoned art. Is that what he said? What did he say?
There's no such thing as finished art, just abandoned.
Okay. So, you see it right there, the guilt of non-creation. Because, again, it sounds like he feels guilty for abandoning it, but there's nothing else he can do with it. Because he's hit that ceiling.
He's at a level where he can no longer express within himself as a human being. And to have that sort of knowledge to be able to push past the ceiling of our own human limited, because they say we only use, 80% of our brain?
Right.
Well, in my case, it's probably like 10%. You know, like I only use like 10% of my brain, and like the other 90 is just going free.
Just going free.
Yeah, I'm thinking about renting out my head.
Oh man.
Well, it's like the subconscious and the subconscious and the conscious, isn't there? Subconscious, you know, the things that are around you that you're not aware of, like the breathing you're doing right now, or you know, the texture in your hair, or, you know, everything is sort of happening, you know, and it's like mindfulness, being aware of the moment. And I think a lot of us just like, I've just come to, for me, I have to learn to live life in the moment, and literally doing that requires a certain amount of faith, you know, because I can't do anything else, just live my life. I'm a sort of person, I've never had a career plan. I've never had this, I want to do this, or, you know, and I'm just sort of like traveling through life. And where I get used is where I get used, you know, and wherever I'm used to is none of my business, you know, and that's how I see myself.
You said what is none of your business? I didn't catch that part.
However I get used with other people, you know, it's none of my business.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this song right here.
Start to put yourself into that, you know, you can get in the way of the person whose business it really is.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that living in the moment, if we can all grasp that, we would have much more fuller lives. Because, well, I've been thinking a lot about, Jesus had said, like, you know, don't worry about tomorrow. Like, basically, tomorrow has enough worries of its own. Like, he's going to take care of tomorrow. He's going to take care of me today. Like, I don't have to worry. Like, he takes care of the flowers that are in the fields. Like, that's so easy for him. Like, taking care of me is more important than taking care of those flowers. Because sometimes, you know, when we get so focused on what might happen tomorrow, what might happen next week, and then sometimes a lot of the things that we're worried about, they never even come to fruition. Those things never even happen. And so
I don't know.
So much.
I think I think a lot of people who, what's the correct term for saying this, who are mentally challenged, who have mental illness, especially, may see life in a different way and have a different sense of what reality is. And I think the reason why a lot of human beings are screwing up and fucking up is because the system that we're living in destroys souls. You know, as much as we like to talk about capitalism and freedom and stuff like that, the world we are living in and the world that we are shaping right now, with everything that's going on, it's destroying us. I don't think human beings were created to be work slaves 9 to 5 or whatever, or how many ever hours, you know, and having to struggle to cope. You know, so much of the human soul just gets trampled on and neglected and forgotten about a life like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why art becomes so important, you know, because it gives you not only a vehicle for expression, but also temporarily a vehicle for escape, you know,
holistically
from the realities of what it's like to live, you know, wherever you are. I mean, this is what do you give this song?
Oh, it's an 11 for me.
Oh, it's an 11 for you.
It's an 11.
Whoa.
Yep.
It's definitely a 10 for me. I just gave out an 11 earlier, so I only give out 1 11 a day. But this is the best. This is this is another one I'm gonna listen to, right?
Oh man.
You know, I've been listening to McGuire all day, but this is, you know, maybe tonight you can experiment with me. We'll listen to this song for a couple hours.
I can do that.
After the Bible boogie.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Tina, what do you give it?
Oh, it's a definite 10. That's for me. It lifts you up. It takes you places.
Yeah.
The transitions and the different passages of the song are perfect. They're not too long. They're not overplayed. Sound was great. The playing, especially the guitar playing, some of those melodies and the shifts that were subtle, but they were just like, oh my goodness, you know.
Yes.
This is an amazing band, and these guys are two beautiful souls. I mean, the music they create is just incredible.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tina. for sharing this one with us. This was good.
Really,
This was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, I gave it 11.
Yeah, you gave it an 11. Good Lord.
And you know I can give it a 3 or a 0.
Check these guys out. This is a band you definitely need to listen to. And
I'm sure a lot of our especially our more cult underground villages, you know, our villages have a lot of passion and know their music well. And I think there probably is a lot of your listeners that know this. You know, this is not going to be like a main stage kind of band that will give you millions of hits. It's just going to be for fans. You know, this is going to be a lot of people may have never heard of this band, but there's a lot of people that will have.
Yeah, this is great.
Really, really good band. Well, I'm really hoping that a lot of people ask us for more.
All right.
All right, guys. Vin out. Oh, hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good. Go.
And I told you the band and the record label they're on, and you can get you've got access to all their stuff. Go check them out. You know, that's the reason why I do this. Is that like the songs that I give you that maybe like, oh, I don't want to hear this band again, but maybe I want to sort of like, yeah, I might want to check these band out. You know, see what else they've got.
Yeah.
I've already reached out to them, so hopefully we can get an interview with these guys, get these guys more exposure. They definitely deserve it. Okay, Vin out.
Sori out.
Out. Go on.
Come on.
Go on.